Hello folks, how are you? My name is Trip Morse. I'm sitting here at the Morse Farm in East Dover. I'm really excited to share with you a vision that I've had for a project in the town of Dover. I've been working on it for about 4 or 5 months, and it's called the Dover Activity Park right now, or DAP. We're at the infancy stages. We did just get the nod from the Trails and Recreation Department to go ahead and present our ideas to the select board. Very simply, this town for years and years has been a great place in the winter, and quite honestly in the summer it probably falls pretty short of having activities for families, for friends, for visitors, other than if you play golf, great, or if you want to go sailing or hiking, that's great, but they don't have some place for the community to enjoy being together and participating in different activities. So I think with COVID, we've all kind of felt the need to get back and being around each other. And this idea kind of morphed from myself and others trying to find a place to play pickleball, and finding 2 courts on Route 100 where Rich Kaplan owned the land that used to be the Andirons. And then when we looked at that 2 acres of land that the tennis courts sit on, we had ideas that we could do more with it. So I'm going to bring up the Weston and Sampson report, which most of you haven't heard, but it will be attached to this Facebook page and any other places we have social media. And I read through it 4 times now. It's only 80 pages, but it's a report that was commissioned by the wise people of Dover that realized they were missing something, and they paid a fair amount of money for this engineering company out of Manchester to come in and kind of give us a status on where they felt we were today and where we could be with the right energy and the right funds, etc. So part of what I had to do was put together kind of an entry form into doing a project, and one of the questions on there was, do we meet any of the ideas that the Weston and Sampson report said we should have this? And I went down the box even before I read the report of the things that we're doing, and it checked so many boxes. One of the biggest things was we should have some place where the whole community can gather and people of all ages have something fun to do. Well, this park is going to have something for everybody. I've spent a lot of time, talked to a lot of people, both homeowners here, the locals, second homeowners, and people that I met that were visiting. And the overwhelming thought was, boy, if there was something that was we could go to in the summer, it would be great. And the hotels and the realtors and the restaurants have all felt the same way. What a great location. If we did it right, it would bring business to them. So that's kind of the beginning of the introduction. We're going to take a little trip over to the site right now, and I'm going to walk around with you. On the way over, we'll drive up Route 100 and show you the exact location and what it looks like today, and then give you our thoughts as to where we think we can be. Thank you. Coming on Route 100 from Dorfitz Road, going past our lovely town hall, offices, the church, the historic West Dover Inn and their tavern. So far, if you're driving through town, you're seeing really nice stuff. Beautiful sawmill, saloon, and all this so far is still really good. Layla's, nice plaza on the right, and then all of a sudden we come to the first set of tennis courts here that kind of has been sitting there forever, and fortunately the folks at Sawmill are fixing that up. And we have the Valley Trail with nice flowers and stuff like that, and then we're coming to the property that we're looking at right here, and it's right in front of you where it says 171, and these 2 acres starting about here going all the way to OMT's parking lot is the property that we're going to be looking at. Hi everybody, I'm back, and we're actually at the site on Route 100 where the proposed Dover Activity Park, DAP, is going to be. Where I'm standing right now, the vision is to have a shed, 8x12 shed that would be rented on a 6-month basis, where our staff could sit, where we'd store some equipment, things like that. So this is parking behind me, as you can see, of OMT. We just said hello to Rich Kaplan, who's very excited about what we're doing here. And I'm going to start walking this way. As we look out right here, you're going to see where 4 volleyball courts will be going in this area right here. There'll be sand volleyball courts, but when they're not being all of them used for volleyball, 2 of the courts can be used for beach tennis, can be used for spike ball, and other games that you can play at the beach. So we'll walk. We are going to be taking all the trees down with the exception of a couple shade trees down there and planting new shade trees. But all the trees in stage 1 of this, which is set to be completed by end of September, beginning of October, will include that, taking the trees out. Stage 2 will then come in and fix these walls, which are dangerous to kids that might be fooling around on them. And we also want the park to be aesthetically attractive. And we'll have picnic benches and benches so people can watch the games in this area here. So again, the posts that go into the volleyball will be fit in sleeves in the ground and will come out in the wintertime so the snowmobilers can ride up and down the trails. It won't be in the way at all. And also they're adjustable, so if little kids want to try to play volleyball, they can do it at 6 feet rather than 7'4" or 5 feet, whatever. So as we walk down here, and there'll be lawn games in the middle here. And right in this area, we thought we'd put a Scandinavian game called Kube. And along with another game that I wasn't familiar with, and I'm going to mention a few of those, Can Jam. And essentially what it is a Frisbee game that has caught the rage of people across the country. So I want activities for all ages to come and be able to enjoy. And also, if we have in the summertime a lot of weddings in the area and they're staying at the local hotels, it'll be a great place where they can say, where can we go? They can go to Dover Activity Park, and you can really come and enjoy any kind of activity. But Can Jam for the younger folks seems to be there. As you can see to my right here, these are 2 old, hard tennis courts that, as we get a little closer, you'll see it's got grass growing up through it. This is where we'll be putting 6 pickleball courts. And as stage 2 of this comes in, this wall will be repaired, and this area here, the asphalt will be torn up, and it will be prepared to an area where next spring we can pour new asphalt and have it ready to have a surface put on it and lined. And the same thing will be happening over there. When we get back there, I'll explain it. But that's stage 2, is to get this surface ready for what's going to happen next spring. And we're coming to an area that is wide open. But one thing I want to mention is when we get to the end of this stone wall here, it's where the Andirons property ends and the 171 property begins. Rich Kaplan owns both of these properties, but that area there is not zoned for recreational. So everything we do down there for now anyways will be lawn games. There will be cornhole, it will be bocce, it will be horseshoes, it will be badminton, it will be croquet, it will be tetherball, just all lawn games, and they're all removable. So if we want a flag football game or whatever it is here, that will be available to do as well. And this has been the proposed site for the 18th hole of a disc golf. I think they're going to tee off down there, come right up this chute here somewhere, but we'll figure out how to work with them to get that done. And over here is Horace Hill, and it's 52 acres that the town has bought, and they're going to be developing trails for hiking, for riding, and I think the rest of the disc golf course is going to be up there. We're going to walk through the pickleball court. There'll be fencing, and I say fencing, kind of this height, which is 3.5, 4 feet, because pickleballers don't bounce that high. You don't need the same height you need for tennis or basketball or anything like that. We'll have benches, things like that. This will be the area where we're going to have a tennis court that I want to call the Carl Schlender tennis court, and you'll have on each end 3-on-3 basketball courts. So trees coming down around here and just a really nice sport court. You'll also be able to play street hockey on it, and you can have 5-on-5 soccer as well. So, putting 2 Gaga pits. Again, another game I had no clue what it was, But when I asked Wendy Johnson up at the elementary school, what's the one game that kids would tell their parents, I want to go to the park and play, it was Gaga Ball. So we're going to have 2 Gaga pits at the end of this. With these trees gone, it is going to be laid on this flat surface over here. And it's a pump track, a modular pump track. In the Weston Sampson report, it mentioned pump tracks several times. And Mike Purcell, who is a big advocate of biking in the area, a lot of people know him, approached me, and I love the idea. So we are going to be buying a modular pump track where kids can use bikes, they can use scooters, non-motorized, as well as skateboards to go around, and it goes up hills and side turns and things like that. And it ties right into the Valley Trail here. So whether they're coming off the mountain biking or they're up and down the Valley Trail, they'll be able to use it. So this gives you an idea of what we're trying to do. There's going to be a lot more. I'm going to present the work stages. You'll get kind of a checklist of the things that does check the Weston and Sampson report. There's a budget that some of which I will put out. I'll have to check with the judges down in Georgia to see if I can. I'm kidding. No, we'll put everything out. And what I'd like from everybody really is your support. Any questions I'm glad to answer. If you have specific activities you want to ask about, or you want to get involved in purchasing, running leagues, running tournaments, I look forward to all help from that. Most of all, our next mission is to make sure that we can get our select board on board to give us the go-ahead to get going. I thank you for your time, and we'll be back in touch shortly.